What's up, guys? At the end of this video, there's a new segment I was kind of messing around with. I don't know if it's worth putting up, so I stuck it at the very end of the video. So check it out. Let me know what you think. If it's something you want to see more of, let me know. If it's terrible, also let me know.
Tis a beautiful, that's a popo. Tis a beautiful night out here at the shop. L Turd Bucket 1, EL Turd Bucket 2, 3 and 4. Look at all of this stuff. So 3 full boxes. Each one is one complete interior. 1, 2, 3. And they sent me a box full of like random stuff. Like stuff that was like nicked. This is what the old guy that did their hydro dipping did. You could tell there's a huge difference in just graphic quality and overall quality, in my opinion. There's dust marks everywhere, which is something I would sand out and redo. So I got 3 sinks in here, another speedometer, 2 mirror caps. I don't know what else is in there, but so I have just this is the best gig I've ever had. It pays for a huge percentage of my bills, but holy crap, is it a brutal like week and a half of work, I tell you what. So here's where we're at. It's a new day. It's sunny outside now and hot. So I got this tacked in place. I welded those two together because this is before, when the muffler was there, it had to sit at a certain like angle, and this previously lined up, but now I need to cut that off and move it over. I'm also going to add another one about right here, but now we have a ton of clearance over the axle, whereas before we didn't. This is probably going to sound really good with the turbo kind of muffling it down. So we got to connect that pipe right there, which is the down pipe from the turbo, to this guy right there, which eventually goes up and leads to right here and then just shoots down. So got to finish that up. I have to fix a freaking Toyota Camry or Corolla or something today. The freaking crank pulley is like wobbly. I heat wrap this also. Okay, yeah, let me point this out. Someone, even though I addressed it, I said I heat wrap this because I wanted some sense of like completion. I wanted to see how it looks. It's going to take all of 5 seconds to unwrap that should there be an exhaust leak. So chill out. I also did the same exact thing on this because this will also take all of 5 seconds to unwrap, and I didn't waste any metal ties. I just put zip ties on here for now. So if there is a leak, no big deal. And you do not want to see what that looks like underneath. But with the heat wrap on, it looks like I know what I'm doing. But with it off, you might have left the channel. So that's why I did that. So don't comment about it because I don't care. So I'm going to finish all that and then do a stupid amount of cleaning, bring the camera in, and then tomorrow I got to get started on the earth roamer stuff. Alright guys, that's all I have time for. That lower crank pulley there, when it's on, it goes and it keeps throwing the belt off. So this is what I got to do. So that's all the time I have for the video. I don't know how easy or how hard that's going to be. So this is where it's at. Next big step is going to be the radiator. And then we still got to do wastegate. A lot of you guys suggested putting this on the housing, and I like that idea quite a bit, especially if we could do it at an angle like this, so that way the airflow, like it's an efficient curve. The only thing, I'm not super worried about it, but the exhaust is now the lowest part of the car. But the tires and wheels, so the wheels are somewhere in there. I think I showed you guys a couple videos ago. So those are the wheels and tires there, but we're gonna do like tires like that size, like stock Chevy Silverado size tires. So it should put it just a little bit higher off the ground in the front. And then if we need to, we can actually lower and raise this thing by just a little bit. So we should be fine there, but that's the only part I don't like about it. Other than that, I love how much more clearance is back here compared to that muffler. And I freaking love how this ended up looking. Putting the radiator in the rear is definitely going to take some time just to kind of figure it all out. I don't want to rush it. I want to think it through. So we got to cut a couple of these, add some elbows to them, do the water pump, just do a bunch of little things. I got some random odds and ends, so we'll see if we can use any of this or if we're just going to use hoses for the bends. But the idea is they'll both come up this side. I'm going to heat wrap the exhaust all the way through because the coolant lines are going to be right next to it, and I'd rather them not be heat wrapped, so that way it'll actually cool a little bit just through the there's going to be almost like 20 feet of pipe underneath it, so that'll also radiate out some heat. So I don't want to heat wrap that, so that way it can kind of breathe rather. So we'll heat wrap that all the way down. I got plenty left. And then we got to get a couple parts, injectors, wastegate, I don't know. And then what I want you guys' help with is we're getting pretty close to cleaning up this engine bay. So intake manifold, valve covers. Let me know what you guys want me to do to them. You've seen a handful of the graphics. If you haven't seen a lot of the Hydrodip videos, go back through and watch them, because there's a ton of random graphics we can do. We can go subtle and clean, or we can kind of match the obnoxiousness of the entire vehicle and go with something loud and holy crap. But that's about... I didn't make that bracket. I just ran out of time. I got to do this, and then I got to get started on all the earth roamer stuff tomorrow. And I showed you what they gave me. They gave me a ton. So it's going to be one of those brutal weeks again. We were at that point. So let me know what you guys think. I'll work as fast as I can. I know this video was kind of short, but just wanted to get something else done, throw it out there, give you guys, I mean, I keep looking at it, like when I was out in the parking lot, I keep looking at it from the front, and I'm really starting to get excited. I mean, with the heat wrap on it, not knowing what's underneath it, I mean, it really makes it look pretty decent. I mean, the way that kind of bends down and everything, it kind of looks like, you know, if you don't know what's actually under there, someone might think that was professionally done. Wish me luck. This is going to be super boring. This is the fast Prius, as Toyota called it, the Camry, which in Oswelian means fast Prius. So I get to work on that. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. If you guys kind of missed in that time lapse what happened, I didn't put a bolt in. The ball joint popped out. Luckily it was in the shop and not in the middle of the parking lot. Anyways, all right, thanks guys. We'll see you soon. I'll work my butt off and we'll be back as quickly as I can.
All right, guys, a lot of you like this on the Facebook page. This is just an experiment. This is, if anything, it's going to be just an addition to the already car videos. I was just trying to think of something comical I could perhaps add to the channel. So let me know what you think, good or bad. Hello. Hello. Welcome to the first and possibly the last episode of what we are calling the oil leak, where we are giving you automotive news both here on the YouTube and the Google. We named it oil leak because it's annoying, frustrating, but you have to pay attention to it. First on our list in recent news is the Kung Fu Panda of VTEC, also known as Emilio. Emilio took it upon himself to find an ATV that was powered by a street bike motor, giving it the power to weight ratio of a Bugatti Veyron. Yes, the Karate Kid of Honda's made easy work against Booster Boy Kyle's Razzle Dazzle. A J-series powered go-kart buggy thing. After literally leaving Booster Boy Kyle in the dust, one can only imagine what is on Kyle's mind. Chinese choo-choo boys. On the other side of the country, after dominating the drag racing world, dabbling in a bit of drifting, Mr. McFarlane himself has switched his focus from motorsport to watersport, in efforts to see how fast he can float. Purchasing a hovercraft, which mirrors a vast speed of 21 miles an hour.
21 miles an hour!
On water. He then rode in Mr. Finnegan's 1700 horsepower jet boat. One can only assume Mr. Cletus's hovercraft will soon have at least 2,000 horsepower. It is also not far-fetched to imagine that this time next year he will be taking to the skies to battle against ostriches, penguins, and hummingbirds.
He flew a plane 4 days ago.
What? I wrote this 2 weeks ago.
Sucks to suck, idiot.
Both. It appears as though while I did rehearse, write, and think of this beforehand, Mr. McFarlane has already taken to the skies. Back in Colorado, Sean from PFI Speed uses his metal melter to build a cage for the Rehab S2000. Meanwhile, in the same shop, Brent and Jamie do what they do best and turn cars intended for fuel economy into street machines that literally would beat all of my vehicles. Who knew a swarm of mosquitoes could sound so aggressive? On to our friend Caleb from Built.
Line, and it looks really good.
He has just finished up his old school Corolla wide body build. Breaking news, a man named Jimmy Oakes has done what we have all wanted to do forever. He has turned an EK Civic into a rear-wheel drive drift machine powered by a KA24DE turbo.
Yo, do you see it link the uphill?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
I thought you were gonna mind you that and link the whole thing.
If you hadn't realized yet, most of these stories are other people whose toys I am jealous of. Hence why I'm making fun of them to make myself feel better. Our friend Hayden from Meticulous continues to make my fab work look like that of a newborn baby's diaper after its first try of a 5-layer burrito from Taco Bell. If you haven't seen his channel yet, his RX-7 powered by an LS single turbo is sure to make me cry as soon as it makes its first pass, while I'm still building my vehicles that don't start. Well, that's about all I have to say before I get too sad and cry. Thank you for watching, even though you had no choice. I'm not sponsored by Mobil 1, Red Bull, or Harbor Freight. It makes it look more official. This is my microphone. Bye.